here at ESPN alongside Stevie Nicol, and he has so kindly given us his Premier League takeaways. The most impressive is maybe one that might surprise you. It's a team that didn't win, Stevie.
Yeah, they actually got a draw at home against Spurs, which I didn't expect. But I'll tell you what, as a spectacle, if you like to watch good football, Manchester City today were just absolutely imperious. If you want to watch good players, Man City had them in abundance. If you want to watch ability, if you want to watch composure, I mean, my goodness, possession football at its finest, and not just for the sake of it. Whenever the opportunity arose, they made pass after pass in behind that Tottenham back four. Unfortunately, the reason they drew was because they couldn't quite finish it off. That was the only thing that was missing.
Yeah, and on that note, 30 shots for Manchester City compared to only 3
Incredible.
for Spurs.
Well, that tells you that not only was Lloris doing everything he could to keep the ball out of the net, but the back line as well. Last-ditch tackles, clearances off the line, you name it. But what an impressive performance for Manchester City.
Yeah, certainly one that doesn't really tell the whole tale with the result. Areas for improvement, though, and you've gone with your old Liverpool. You're not having their defence.
No, not at all. Listen, I argued in pre-season when they were giving up chances and goals that, you know what, little Ross, they'll get it together. Well, we're 2 games in. Last weekend at Anfield against Norwich, they gave Norwich far too many chances, too many clear opportunities, and they were lucky they never took them. And you know what? The same thing happened today at Southampton. A slow start for Liverpool. They gained momentum in the second half and scored some goals and created chances. That's the Liverpool we know. But I'll tell you what, the Liverpool we thought we knew at the back defensively, with Van Dijk particularly, wasn't there today. Again, too many opportunities for Southampton. Luckily, Southampton couldn't take them, and Liverpool get 3 points. But I'll tell you what, it was a lucky 3 points.
And speaking of that lucky 3 points, they did play the midweek game, Liverpool against Chelsea in the Super Cup. Could we at least give them an excuse for the fatigue angle that the front 3 played a total or averaged 100 minutes each?
I think we can give them an excuse for a slow start to the game, but I don't think we can excuse them for some of the defensive mistakes in the second half.
There you have it. Manager in trouble. We're only in round 2. But we've picked out Newcastle's Steve Bruce, who's come in for Rafa Benitez. There's been protests yet again about the owner, Mike Ashley. Maybe not the best summer transfer window. Are they going to stay up?
Well, I don't know whether they're going to stay up, but is he going to stay in his job? And listen, unfortunately for Steve Bruce, even before a ball was kicked, he was always earmarked as maybe the first guy that would go. And after losing 2 games out of 2, 1 at home and 1 away, he's already under severe pressure. So I'm actually worried for Steve Bruce, and I feel for him because I don't think any other manager in the world could have gone into Newcastle and really changed that much more than what he's done already. So he's just hanging on by the edge of his nails.
Yeah, we're hoping for better days for Steve Bruce, but it doesn't look good so far for Newcastle. Biggest surprise. Now, this is a fairy tale story. Just a little background first on this player, the Finn, Teemu Pukki, scored 29 goals in the Championship to help Norwich get up to the Premier League. And he's been doing it now. 4 goals in 2 matches. Some people say he wasn't going to cut in the Premier League.
You know, the one thing that goes against Teemu Pukki is he's not very stylish.
Style expert now, Stevie Nicol.
Well, listen, you think of somebody like a Robbie Fowler when he's finishing. I mean, it's all smooth and slick and calculated. And when you see Teemu Pukki, the one thing that happens is it goes in the back of the net, but it just lacks that little bit of finesse, which goes against him. But you know what? Football and football players are all different, and this guy's different. But the one thing he does have in common with a lot of other centre-forwards is he puts the ball in the back of the net. You
heard it here first, guys. If you're a striker, you better look good as well, other than scoring, according to Stevie. Best player now so far from Saturday. You've gone with Kevin De Bruyne and not Raheem Sterling.
And that only tells you how good Kevin De Bruyne was, that Raheem Sterling doesn't get it. I mean, Raheem, again, he scores a goal, Sterling. Again, he makes incredible runs in behind, and again, he takes on defenders. But you know what? without Kevin De Bruyne, the majority of that doesn't happen. He's the guy that runs everything in the middle of the park. Yes, they all work hard, but when it comes to the final third, this is the guy who can pick a pass. I mean, he can find a hole and there's not one there, and he did it again today. Kevin De Bruyne, by the way, I have down for my MVP of the season before a ball was even kicked, and today he just made me feel good about that pick.
So you have Manchester City, I'm guessing, as well, going all the way and winning yet again in the Premier League. We were talking about earlier, the deepest team as well in the league.
I mean, look at the substitutes they had today. I mean,
Riyad Mahrez, David Silva, Gabriel Jesus.
Can you imagine? Those three guys would start in, what, 90% of teams in Europe, but yet they can't start in Manchester City. That tells you how strong they really are.
Absolutely. The Premier League takeaways, according to Stevie. It's been an incredibly wild and exciting Saturday in the Premier League.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.